Hi, I'm Pantazi. Today I want to talk about all the turmoil that's going on in the world. Now, there's many innocent people. They're stuck in cities, that there are flash mobs, there are organized protests, there are insurgent groups that are ruining their towns. And even in the daytime, they go out and they get assaulted. And one of the reasons that I see from the videos that I watch on YouTube and other social media where people on the street have their phones and they're taking actual films of people getting attacked rather than helping them. But it always looks about the same. You know, they get attacked by one person and they start to back up, they fall, and then of course everybody doggy piles on them or gangs up on them. Once in a while you just see a plain old assault out of the blue. Now, there's nothing you can do about that. However, the problem that makes people back up is fear. And that's because they probably haven't been trained in any martial style. You also see people that are attacked and then retaliate instantly because they have some sort of training or they just have a natural instinct to defend themselves, and they usually become the victors. And that's because the Antifa, the mobs, whatever you want to call them, are surprised because they look and dress ominously, and they believe, and for the most part they achieve intimidation, and they make the people afraid or shy away. And once they get them backpedaling, that's when their attack can occur. It's the ones you see that are just charged that have no real retaliation. Now, as a martial arts style, you could do any style and defend yourself. It doesn't look like these people are trained fighters. There may be one or two, but for what I've seen on these videos, they're untrained and they're just aggressive people. And they think, again, they have the upper hand, and they do because they've intimidated their prey. And that's probably what they seek out. If you're going to stand right up to them, they're probably not going to attack you, okay? They're probably going to go find weaker prey, or that's when they start working in groups. So we're going to do a film here, and I have done a film here, and it's linked below. It's available on the Patreon and Platinum subscriptions. Now, these are showing you the weaknesses in these people's garb or wear. They have goggles, they have helmets, they have hoods, they have blackwear, they got the face masks. These are all excellent tools to use against them. And when you understand that underneath there's a human that is hiding and falsely believes they have the upper hand because they're wearing this garb, then you have a less of a fear. And when you start to use the Kyusho and work that equipment against them, because it's all against vital structures. As an example, you have a pair of goggles. You see the people with the goggles. You have the nose bridge here underneath the eyes. Well, that nose bridge rests right against the underneath of the eyebrow, and that's where two roots of the supraorbital nerve come up and out from underneath or in the eye socket. And that nerve, when struck up against the bone, the hard bone of the brow, is going to cause a neurological shock that will jerk the person's head back, which further shocks the brain stem and the nerves of the base of the neck. And it can cause unconsciousness, dizziness, loss of balance, loss of eyesight temporarily, not because their eyes got poked, because the nerve was shocked. So that's an excellent tool. You'll see how we work it against the corner of the eye. You have the temporal nerve that comes up, and that can be shocked with where the goggle rests right on it. So striking the edge of the goggle correctly, you'll get a response. Same with the helmet, same with the scarf. Hood, you just pull that down, you expose the back of the neck, and you have so many nerve targets there, it's going to be really hard to miss. And in any event, their forward momentum is stopped, their aggression is stopped as they try to pull back and they fight against it rather than trying to protect themselves or trying to twist out of it. The natural instinct for an untrained person in particular, which most of these people are, is to just try to pull back up against it. And that is their downfall. They don't have the training, they don't have the reflex, they don't have the response of a trained martial artist or fighter. So they're not as strong as you are. Now, when you start applying the Kyusho targets, you're going to be that much more ahead. And that way you can eliminate your fear. You can go in and do your job like you have to do. Because if you just mess around with one person, say you play defensive, say you're a karateka or you're a jiu-jitsu guy, and you start trying to roll on the, if you try to roll on the ground with them, you're going to get stomped because everybody's going to gang up on you because they see that and they're attracted just like a school of piranha. But if you're standing, okay, you don't want to be defensive. You don't want to be blocking their attacks because they become enraged, they become emboldened, and they come at you harder. What you need to do is you need to have your ideas of where you're going to strike first, fast, and be proactive. And drop the person. If there's more than one, there's one less to worry about. Okay, or maybe that'll scare the other people away. If there's 2 or 3, you just keep going at those targets because no matter what they have on their face, unless it's a full metal gas mask, that's not even a worry. You just yank that down and that's going to disrupt their balance. You can still use it like you drag down the hood, chop them in the side of the neck or the back of the neck. And there's a lot of Kyusho targets that are available to you. So again, don't be afraid of these people. Look at their weaknesses. I've had a bunch of pictures playing in the background. I've shown you a couple of little video clips in the background. If you want the full film on some of these ideas to work with, then just click the links below. And as this goes on, it's going to get a little bit worse. Okay, it's not going to get better right away. We can see that there's a lull building right now. There was a big mass rioting all across the country. Now you see it in just sporadic pockets, but it's going to come back. And that's because closer to election time, there's going to be a turmoil. They're going to be set back to the same actions they did in the first insurrection, and it's going to get a lot harder before it gets a lot easier. So maybe now is the time to start learning to really defend yourself and protect yourself and your families using the Kyusho.